to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Hello, and welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. Tonight, you are invited to step gently into a world where the silver glow of starlight pierces soft rain clouds over the tranquil valleys of Andorra. In this tale, you will explore a hidden path that winds through misty mountain villages, the hush of pine forests, and the faint echoes of ancient lore. Let this story envelop you in a calm, mysterious warmth as you sink deeper into rest. Find a comfortable position, allowing your body to settle into the support beneath you. Breathe in slowly and deeply, letting your lungs fill with fresh, soothing air. As you exhale, release the weight of the day, imagining each ounce of tension flowing out and away. Let your eyes grow heavier with every steady breath. Notice how your mind eases into gentle curiosity, ready to glide through these moments of quiet discovery. Beyond the edges of your awareness, soft rain begins to fall in a distant land. You can almost hear its gentle patter upon stone rooftops, the droplets forming silvery lines that catch any glimmer of light. Within the lull of this whispering shower, a promise awaits. The hush of midnight footsteps, the harmony of water dripping from leafy boughs, and the warm glow of hidden lanterns guiding the way. Feel your thoughts slow and your body relax as you become open to the story. Let your breathing become a steady rhythm, as peaceful as a lullaby. Inhale comfort, exhale concern. Each breath makes you lighter, calmer, drifting toward the threshold of a dream. Allow yourself to let go, knowing that from this moment onward, the comforting arms of a starlit Andorran night will hold you close. When you're ready, allow these words to carry you forward into a tale of rainy evenings, mossy pathways, and the gentle allure of a secret wanderer's trail. Night descends over the small, mountainous country of Andorra. The clock in the town square tolls softly, echoing through narrow stone alleys and across gently rolling hills. Tiny droplets of rain shimmer in the glow of old-fashioned street lamps, their orange halos reflecting on the slick cobblestones. High in the Pyrenees, the clouds hover low, brushing the peaks that cradle this serene landscape. As the final note of the clock's chime fades into the hush, a traveller steps into the evening air. She is quiet, observing the world with patient reverence. Around her, the ancient buildings of a hillside hamlet stand sentinel. Their rough-hewn stone walls and wooden shutters evoke centuries of history. Though dusk has deepened, a soft shimmer on the horizon suggests that starlight might break through the clouds. A gentle breeze ruffles the traveller's hood, sending a mild chill through the night. Cradling a small lantern in her hand, she sets out along a solitary street, the hush of her footsteps blending with the steady drip of rainwater. The traveller is unnamed, for tonight is not about who she is, but about where she goes. Down a winding lane, past a shuttered bakery, she walks. The sweetness of memory lingers, a faint aroma of bread crust and sugared pastries that earlier beckoned shoppers from far and wide. Now, in the silence after closing time, only echoes remain. The rain's faint melody is her companion as she reaches the edge of town. A solitary lantern on a crooked post flickers in the mist. Its feeble glow illuminates the threshold of a narrow path that snakes away from the main road and disappears into the uncharted dark. Perhaps few venture this way at night, especially in damp weather. Yet the traveller, with a soft twinkle of curiosity in her eyes, sees something beyond the gloom. Beneath the overhanging branches of evergreen trees, she spots a dim sparkle, as though starlight has found its way to the ground. Drawn by this subtle invitation, she takes a careful step onto the path. Gravel crunches underfoot. The traveller's heart beats with a calm reverence, a gentle excitement, even in the hush. Raindrops slide off her cloak, tapping faintly on the forest floor. Twilight merges with the branches overhead, leaving only the faintest outline of the sky. In that high veil of grey, there are glimpses of silver stars ready to peer through the thinning clouds. For a moment, she pauses to look upward, and in the hidden vault of heaven, a faint shimmer appears, like a secret waiting to be discovered. She tucks this moment of starlight into her heart before continuing on. Down the path, the traveller notices stones embedded in the ground, each one polished by countless steps and the persistent drumming of rain. They reflect her lantern's glow in muted flashes, forming a quiet constellation beneath her boots. A sense of wonder emerges, like an old, familiar lullaby re-emerging after many years. She imagines others who may have walked here, guided by curiosity or seeking comfort in the solitude of the night. The stones bear silent witness to every footstep that has come before. A light breeze carries a whisper of pine, mingled with the damp scent of earth. The air is crisp, rejuvenating, and the traveller feels her lungs expand with each breath. Each inhalation deepens her tranquility. Each exhalation loosens her grip on the tensions of the past. In this mystical realm, there is no rush, no burden, only the steady progress of feet upon a path that glimmers faintly in the dark. Further along, the traveller notices an old wooden bridge spanning a narrow creek. The water beneath flows softly, almost hesitant. Its surface ripples with raindrops, scattering moonlit fragments in delicate patterns. Moss clings to the bridge's railings, and wild vines drape across its beams. By the glow of her lantern, the traveller sees the swirl of green leaves and the subtle glistening of moisture that clings to every surface. She halts to rest a moment, allowing the gentle hush of the creek to lull her thoughts. The forest around her hums with life, the quiet hoot of an owl, the distant rustle of small creatures seeking shelter, and the soothing drip-drop of rain dancing on leaves. There is a comforting quality to this stillness, a sense that time has slowed to match the languid pace of the traveller's soul. Across the creek, the path merges into a cluster of tall pines that sway like silent guardians. Their canopies form a protective dome, capturing the fragrance of rainfall and pine needles. Underneath that green shelter, the night air is cool and thick, blending the tang of resin with the lingering scent of distant fireplaces. Somewhere in the darkness, the traveller senses a faint, rhythmic tone, like a soft flute or a wind whispering through hollow rocks. She isn't certain, but it stirs her to listen more closely. The subtle melody guides her deeper into the forest, each step measured, cautious, yet imbued with an unspoken trust that all is well. Now and then, the traveller passes small, mossy statues by the wayside. One is a carved stone figure of a robed monk, arms folded in silent prayer. Another, half hidden by ivy, seems to be a gentle depiction of a mountain creature with wide eyes. Each statue quietly emerges from the shadows as her lantern's glow sweeps across it. There is no alarm in these sculpted faces. Instead, they offer a timeless welcome to those who come in peace. Soon, the slope of the path ascends gently, guiding the traveller higher up the hillside. The rain tapers off, turning to the barest drizzle. Clouds part slightly, revealing patches of a midnight blue sky. High above, stars glimmer like scattered crystals. Their reflections dance on damp leaves and lingering puddles. The traveller's heart lightens at the sight, an entire realm of starlight overhead, shimmering in silent celebration. As she continues, the path opens onto a clearing, a natural terrace carved from stone. Here, the wind breathes across the mountainside, carrying the echoes of ancient voices. At the centre of this terrace stands a small stone structure, its roof thatched with dark shingles, made glossy by the night's rainfall. The structure seems part hut, part shrine, with an arched opening that welcomes wanderers. A warm glow leaks from within, suggesting perhaps a hidden fireplace or a lantern left burning for weary travellers. Intrigued, the traveller steps closer. Within the arched doorway, she finds a single wooden bench, a quiet place of respite. The air smells sweetly of damp cedar and newly fallen rain. Indeed, someone must have tended the interior, for a small candle flickers in a wrought iron holder on the wall. Its flame sways gently, casting shadows that dance across the stone floor. Grateful for a dry spot, the traveller sets her lantern aside and lowers herself onto the bench. Here, in this humble shelter, time feels suspended, as though the night has granted her a special reprieve from the bustle of the waking world. She closes her eyes and breathes in the subtle warmth of the candle's glow. In the near distance, she hears the hush of pine trees shifting in the breeze. Overhead, the starry vault is gradually emerging, each point of light a testament to the vastness of the universe. The traveller senses that something old and sacred lingers on this hillside, an ageless magic that lies in the synergy of the mountains, the rainfall, and the hush of midnight. She can feel the presence of travellers past and future, those who search for solace or yearn for an unspoken mystery that only these hidden paths can reveal. Rested and calm, She rises to continue her journey. A final glance at the candle reveals that it flickers, as if bidding her farewell. Gathering her lantern, she steps back into the open air. The path beckons once more, winding away from the shrine and weaving upward through layers of softly lit terrain. Each step is measured, unhurried, a gentle rhythm akin to a lullaby. The traveller's senses remain alive to the forest's nightly chorus, each leaf and raindrop contributing its own note. Eventually, she crests a small ridge where the mountains open in a wide panoramic view. From this vantage, she can see scattered lights of distant villages, faint pinpoints glimmering like fallen stars on the valley floor. The hush of the moment is profound, as though the world is holding its breath, allowing her a moment to stand in awe. Slowly, the traveller exhales, releasing any lingering heaviness. Her spirit feels lifted under the tapestry of starlight and gentle rain. On the far side of the ridge, the traveller discovers a series of ancient stone steps leading downward. These steps are worn from centuries of use, curved at the edges and slick with moisture. She descends carefully, mindful of her balance. Ivy drapes along the walls, and velvety moss grows in the crevices. The air becomes thicker, almost velvety in its dampness. The hush intensifies, broken only by the soft scuff of footsteps against stone. Partway down, a new sound emerges. Water trickling, and somewhere below, the soft rush of a hidden waterfall. The traveller presses on, drawn by the gentle roar that seems to reverberate through the rock. At the bottom of the steps, the scene opens into a small grotto, framed by softly glowing mushrooms and luminescent moss. Here, water spills over a low ledge in a silvery curtain. The traveller pauses, entranced by the shimmering flow. It cascades into a shallow pool, sending ripples outward in perfect concentric circles. When the lantern's light touches the surface, tiny sparkles dance as though the pool holds a piece of the night sky within it. A large, smooth rock stands beside the waterfall, offering a dry place to rest. The traveller carefully places her lantern upon it and runs her fingertips through the cool flow of water. The gentle current is refreshing, and the droplets glisten on her hand. The environment is dreamlike, reminiscent of a hidden realm straddling the boundary between waking and slumber. A sense of calm permeates the grotto, as if nature itself is breathing in tandem with the visitor. In the stillness, she can almost hear echoes of old folklore drifting through the air. Legends of mountain spirits that guard hidden paths, or stories of kind woodland beings who guide travellers toward peaceful horizons. The melodies of these tales intermingle with the steady sound of flowing water, lulling her deeper into a state of restful awareness. She imagines all cares and burdens dissolving in the gentle swirl of the pool, carried away on the current that leads back to the forest floor. The traveller lingers here, mesmerized by the interplay of water and light. When at last she stands to leave, her heart feels lighter. Taking up her lantern, she follows a small footpath that winds around the grotto, leading up the opposite bank. Soft ferns brush her sleeves as she moves, their feathery fronds whispering secrets in the hush of night. Emerging from the ferns, she rejoins the main path that meanders into another stand of pines. Overhead, the clouds have thinned considerably, unveiling more of the star-studded sky. The faint glow of a waning moon peeks over the jagged silhouettes of the mountains. The rain, now reduced to an occasional drip from the trees, offers a soothing lull in the air. The traveller's footsteps continue with calm determination, and the world around her hums with quiet mystery. Past a bend in the trail, she comes upon a small wooden sign with a faded inscription. The words, though worn, seem to speak of an eternal star path, a route rumoured to bring travellers good fortune under its celestial canopy. The traveller smiles at the coincidence. Her journey seems to align perfectly with this old sign's promise. She sets her hand on the worn wood, feeling the grooves of the letters, as if forging a momentary connection with all those who have read it before. Pressing on, she senses the path gradually widen, lined by rough-hewn stones and patches of wildflowers that occasionally catch the lantern's glow. An ethereal hush settles in. Even the breeze seems to respect the serenity of this place, stirring just enough to carry the sweet perfume of damp blossoms. In the quiet, the traveller notices the subtle rhythm of her own heartbeat, gently syncing with the peace of her surroundings. Before long, a faint luminescence appears ahead, a glow that is not from her lantern, nor from the moon or stars. Intrigued, she proceeds, and the source of the light soon comes into view. A series of large quartz stones embedded in the ground, capturing and reflecting any minimal radiance from the sky. They line the path like a constellation brought to Earth, shining with an otherworldly glow whenever a stray starlight beam touches them. It is as if the ground itself has become a map of the heavens, guiding her onward. Step by careful step, the traveller moves among these glimmering stones. Their gentle illumination weaves together with the hush of the forest, creating a place where dreams might well blur with reality. The air has grown ever more still, and even the raindrops have quieted. The final clouds drift away, revealing the pristine brilliance of 1,000 stars overhead. In this silent, luminescent realm, the traveller feels a tingling sense of wonder. She closes her eyes briefly, letting her mind drift. Images form behind her eyelids. Ancient mountain elders whispering secrets to each other, hidden valleys waiting to be explored, and twinkling lights that flow like rivers through the midnight sky. She exhales, long and slow, surrendering to the peaceful tide of the moment. When she opens her eyes, she spots a small clearing to her left. A single massive pine tree stands at its center, branches extending in regal arcs. Beneath it is a circle of smooth stones arranged in a shape reminiscent of a half-moon. The ground is padded with soft needles that have fallen over the years, forming a natural cushion. Something about this place feels safe and comforting, an ideal spot to pause and reflect. The traveller steps toward the circle and sets down her lantern. She lowers herself onto the forest floor, leaning back against the sturdy trunk of the pine. Here, she feels the gentlest protection, as though the tree itself offers refuge. Looking up through the branches, she sees the tapestry of stars shimmering in silent brilliance. The hush in the air is profound, and the night resonates with a gentle, timeless pulse. In this stillness, she finds herself drifting into a pleasant reverie. The burden of day dissolves into the soft darkness, replaced by a gentle, mysterious lull. The rustling pine needles, the distant drip of water, and the muted hum of midnight nature converge into a tranquil lullaby. She can imagine curling up here for hours, lulled by the forest's quiet rhythms until dawn gently lifts the horizon in pale gold. Though the traveller feels no rush, she knows her journey must continue. Rising slowly, she collects her lantern and sets out once more. The path meanders along the ridgeline, granting her fleeting glimpses of the valleys below. Endless patches of darkness dotted with twinkling lights from distant chalets. Occasionally, a dog barks faintly from far away, but the sound is subdued by the gentle hush of the mountains. As she rounds another bend, she comes upon an ancient wall, half covered in emerald green ivy. At its centre stands a small archway, formed of gracefully curved stones that meet at a keystone etched with a faint star emblem. The archway leads into a courtyard, enclosed by the crumbling remains of what might have been an old monastery or a secluded retreat. The walls are tumbled in places, and the ceiling open to the sky. Yet the courtyard holds a lingering enchantment. In the middle, an old fountain gurgles softly, fed by a natural spring that wells up through the bedrock. A few polished stepping stones cross the shallow fountain pool. The traveller steps delicately upon them, enchanted by the hush of the water. Tiny fish, pale in the lantern's beam, dart away into hidden corners. Time-worn columns circle the fountain, each carved with subtle images. Stars, crescent moons, and swirling celestial motifs. The traveller explores each column in turn, letting her fingertips trace the worn designs. Over centuries, the stone has softened, its symbols smoothed by wind, rain, and countless reverent touches. Her eyes follow the graceful arcs and loops, a silent testimony to a past era's devotion to the night sky. A hush lingers here, not of emptiness, but of quiet reverence. Pausing, she allows the fountain's gentle voice to clear her mind of any lingering chatter. In that stillness, she feels profoundly at peace, as though the stone walls, the archway, and the softly lit water stand guard over all that is calm and pure in the world. The hush of the mountains seems to merge with her own breath. The courtyard, with its half-ruined walls and star motifs, feels like a portal between the tangible and the ethereal, an eternal threshold where mysteries lie just beyond sight. Eventually, the traveller notices the faint glimmer of dawnlight creeping into the horizon. Night has grown old, and soon the earliest birdsong will greet a pale, blossoming sky. With a gentle stretch, she takes a moment to honour the stillness, then leaves the courtyard. Following the path beyond the old archway, she winds through a row of cypress trees and back onto a slightly broader trail that slopes downward. The stars remain bright overhead, though on the horizon a subtle glow hints at the approach of a new day. The traveller feels grateful for the serenity these hours have gifted her. The lantern in her hand has grown dim, the wick nearly spent. She doesn't mind. There is enough ambient light now to continue. The hush of night recedes, slowly welcoming a gentle hush of early morning. As she walks, her footprints leave faint impressions in dew-kissed grass. A sense of contentment fills her. The gentle patter of rain has fully subsided, replaced by the quiet hush of a sleeping world nearing wakefulness. Down in a hollow by the path, she spots a humble stone cottage. Smoke drifts lazily from its chimney, telling of a warm fire inside. Its windows are lit by a soft glow, just enough to gently illuminate the threshold. She approaches, curiosity guiding her. Perhaps this is where she can rest at last, a tranquil space to cradle her dreams until full daylight arrives. The cottage door is slightly ajar, revealing a simple but cozy interior. A small fireplace flickers, a stack of blankets rests on a wooden chair, and the smell of warm herbs drifts into the cool dawn air. The traveller steps inside, gently closing the door behind her. The old wooden floor creaks softly beneath her boots. She sets the lantern on a side table, noticing the final flicker of its flame. On a nearby shelf, she sees a cluster of clay jars. Their labels suggest teas of chamomile, lavender, and other soothing blends. A kettle sits by the hearth, the water inside already gently steaming. It seems this place is prepared for her arrival, or for any weary wanderer seeking shelter at the end of a starlit journey. With delicate care, she removes her cloak and drapes it over a peg by the door. Then she settles into an old rocking chair close to the fire. The chair's rhythmic motion matches her slowing heartbeat, each sway mesmerizing in its gentle repetition. She notices how the heat from the flames seeps into her muscles, releasing the final remnants of tension. Sleep's sweet call grows stronger, beckoning her to close her eyes. As the traveller rocks, she imagines the path she has followed, the glistening stones underfoot, the glowing mushrooms by the waterfall, the silent courtyard that cradled ancient secrets. All these impressions swirl in her mind like the fragments of a dream, each image a tender note in a lullaby. She can practically feel the hush of the night weaving itself into her breath. And now, just as the traveller settles in to rest, the gentle hush of dawn tiptoes closer. The world beyond this cottage remains quiet, the mountains silhouetted against a sky that will soon stir with the first colours of morning. Inside, the only movements are the flicker of firelight and the traveller's steady, deepening breaths as she drifts towards slumber. This is a time of deep release, when each exhale carries away the cares of the day, leaving behind only a tranquil emptiness. The fire crackles softly, its warmth mingling with the fading echo of the night's rain. In the hush, the soft rocking of the chair lulls the traveller further into a half-dream, safe and comforted. The space around her feels like a sanctuary, a pocket of gentleness hidden in the mountains of Andorra. Gradually, her eyelids grow heavier. In these final moments before sleep takes hold, she catches a fleeting vision of the starlit path, imagining the faint glow of quartz stones and the shimmer of rainlit puddles beneath moonlight. Her breaths become slow and measured, each one an invitation to drift deeper into a welcoming rest. Soon, the images blur and soften, replaced by the cozy embrace of quiet darkness. As the traveller succumbs to well-deserved slumber, she knows the mystery and solace of the journey will remain with her. The mountains watch over her, and the hush of starlight lingers in her dreams, illuminating hidden realms of peace within her heart. Beyond the windows, dawn will come in its own gentle time, bringing a new day's promise. But for now, the world remains bathed in moonlight, offering stillness and the tender hush of sleep. Good night, dear traveller. Sleep well. May your dreams be filled with soft rain, whispering pines, and the timeless glow of ancient starlight. May the soothing echoes of the Andorran night guide you into the sweetest rest, cradled by the gentle spirit of the mountains, until morning softly arrives.